Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. Welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. How y'all doing? You know, I wanted to come kick it with you guys a little bit because I'm snowed in. Folks on the East Coast, a lot of us are snowed in still. People who ordered a book, I will be delivering your book as soon as I actually can, which is probably over the next day or two, more than likely. But how's everybody doing? Everybody's all right? So I put a poll up. And I was I wanted to know So we're gonna actually just let the poll run, obviously. Because I wanted to know how many people think that a marriage license, a state issued marriage license, should be renewed every so many years, every 5 to 8 years or so, renew like other state issued licenses. Driver's licenses have to get renewed. Sometimes your business license has to be renewed. You know, and each of these licenses have different time spans. Some have to be renewed every year. Some things have, you know, you can get 10 years on it, 5 years on it. And I'm going to show y'all where I got this from, because this was a post that was shared by our good sis, Take Heed. Good sis, Take Heed. So it wasn't a video, it was just a post, like a screenshot post. And saying a woman claims marriage shouldn't automatically be a lifetime commitment. Said couples should review whether they still want to be together every 5 years. Okay. And so this is specifically for state people who are married through the state. I'm sipping my coffee. Y'all know I broke fast just a little while ago. So listen, I ain't had coffee in probably 2. I want to say 2 days. It might be 3, but I think it's more like 2. Do we think that that needs to be renewed? Because the way in which marriages are going, and we're gonna talk about, you like the new Avatar? I've been trying to figure out ways to make it talk. I want to make it talk like in real time, not necessarily with a recorded audio, but like I want to be able to talk and the avatar is talking. I'm glad y'all like my little, when I be trying to play with the AI, you know, I'm going to get real good with this AI, y'all, because today we have a topic and I'm going to get into a few things. But I'm also kind of chilling with y'all a little bit too, because a lot of the times I have thoughts about the things that I want to talk to you guys about. And sometimes it doesn't fit as a show. It doesn't necessarily fit as a video, but I want to expand and I want to bring things to you, which probably means that I should make it membership content. But I want to bring things to you that I think we ought to speak on. Because what I'm seeing in terms of the topic at hand, marriages, should a marriage license be renewed every so many years? Now, I personally, because I make the distinction between the covenant and the contract, I don't, because the covenant is lifelong. The covenant is lifelong. But then again, I don't believe in state-sponsored marriages. I don't believe that the state needs to be involved in something so personal as people's marriages and whether or not they're together, because anything can change. Anything can evolve. And they were very clever in the United States by tying in the legalities that come up in marriage or upon the death of people or upon the divorce of people or inheritance laws and things of that nature. Okay. I think it was very slick for them to attach those things, which honestly speaking, in rare cases, do they ask for the actual marriage certificate. I think if you're not a couple that has a lot of assets and an estate, if there's no estate, nobody's asking you for your marriage certificate. Never once in my previous marriage, in and out of the hospital, I'm making all kind of decisions. When he passed away, I was the one to make the decision on how his body was to be treated. I told them that he could not have an autopsy because he didn't need one. We know how he died. I told them that they could not do an autopsy. He could not be cut. He could not be nothing. Don't touch him. Leave him alone. And then we're going to come and get his body. Like I called the funeral home, because, the funeral home acts as an intermediary with the medical examiner's office and things of that nature. They're allowed legally to come and retrieve the body. Never once was I asked for a piece of paper. No, I was not legally married to him. We were nowhere on paper. I was not legally married to him. And never among making any of those medical decisions, when he was incapacitated, when he couldn't do it for himself and things of that nature, all I had to tell them, I'm his wife. They took my word for it. And when he was in times where he was conscious enough to do so, he confirmed, no, that's my wife. So they're not going to ask you for no paperwork. 9 times out of 10, they're not asking for the license. So when people are saying, oh, well, what happens when, some in medical emergency and things of that nature, rarely they are looking and asking you for actual paperwork to determine whether or not you are legally married. I'm pretty sure there are some instances where they can't move forward without that legal paperwork, or they won't, or they'll refuse to. But I never provided anything because there was nothing to provide. I never provided them nothing. They didn't ask for nothing. Oh, can I see your marriage certificate? No. I mean, I was never even asked, is what I'm trying to tell you. So the reason I'm going into that is because people would do the scare tactic. Well, if you're not married on paper, then you won't be able to make decisions in emergency situations or upon the death of your spouse. I lived through it already. Not true. But I would imagine, and that's just my opinion. Oh la la, that's just my opinion. I'm not backing that up with any facts. It's just my opinion that if there's an estate to be with money to be, an inheritance to be distributed and things of that nature, they likely will ask for paperwork to determine the legal next of kin. Okay. With the way these people is moving, when we talk about the contract versus the covenant, so my opinion is that if there is a covenant, no, obviously because the covenant is ruled by the Most High's rules. See, like for Islam, for instance, Islam already has divorce law. Islam already has fixed inheritance rates. It's fixed. So you don't get to decide who gets more and who gets less. It's stipulated in the Quran, actually quite specifically, who gets what percentage of an estate. Okay? So you don't get to play favorites. So if a man has, let's say he has more than one wife and a bunch of kids, he doesn't get to play favorites about who gets what. Islam already dictates who gets what in what percentage, and that's it. Okay. So in lieu, if we want to talk about covenants, in lieu of a covenant, you can do things like wills. You can have other legal paperwork that describes what you want to happen to you, your body. You can give somebody power of attorney. You can, you know what I mean? You can state specifically that, like, let's say a Muslim dies and a Muslim has money and estate and assets and things of that nature. If they have a will, it's like we're in America, so we don't have a Sharia, right? So a Muslim would write a will in accordance to Sharia, in accordance to, okay, this person gets a sixth, this person gets a fourth, this person gets an eighth, this person gets, you know, and things of that nature. Okay. So you stipulate that on your own. Not so much just can't override Islamic law, but the government can't override your will. So if a person creates their will and they write down their will, get it notarized, get it legalized, and all that kind of stuff, the state can't override you. And what is, if that will is a legal contractual document, there might be some exceptions to the overriding of a will, but you can write your will. Anybody can write their will. And you can put people in your will. You can take people out your will. Like, I'm just speaking in general. Right? So if you're talking about the contract, the way that modern people are carrying out contracts and how things are transactional and they'll have nothing to do with the laws of the Most High, y'all might want to get them licenses renewed after every so-called so many years. You might as well. It's transactional anyway. And I would say, just using my imagination, if it renewed, let's say every 5 years, your marriage license renewed. It had to renew. It expired and it had to renew. Non-renewal is an automatic divorce without it, and it's an automatic no fault with no obligation either. Like no financial obligations. Like you're not obligated to pay alimonies and things of that nature. So if your marriage license expires, you should get like 3 months to renew it. 3 months. And if you let them 3 months go by, bye-bye. Thank you. This what I'm saying. The marriages, these contracts that folks is getting into now can't pass the emissions test. Check engine light be on. The O2 sensor is never fixed. The catalytic converter never do get fixed. I don't care how many times you put a new one on there. It's always going to fail the emissions test. Baby, this marriage ain't passing muster. All them problems. the way these married folk is carrying on, we got a good example of a embarrassment of a marriage carrying on right here on YouTube. That whole Mika and Anton and Rita situation, way out of control, and making married people look bad because Mika got her husband out here looking like a fool. And real talk, Anton got Rita out here not looking too hot either. Got marriage looking crazy. Because where that man at? Where Mika's husband at? Obviously, he's not a social media person or a person that has any dealings with social media. He may or may not even know that she running around here got him in a whole YouTube scandal. He might not even know that. If this is a man, because I heard what his profession was, so he may well not be on any social media. That man might not even know she out here got him looking crazy. That's what I'm saying. When you blur the lines between the covenant and the contract, because I tell you like this, the reason why I bring them up is because we have two people who claim to be married. But what do it look like? Because I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not here to speak. I can't speak on Rita's behalf. I don't know what she thinks. I don't know how she feels. I don't know nothing about what that woman is going through or nothing. But I'll tell you this. I don't care, and I'm going to speak generally as a woman. I don't care what kind of so-called permission you gave your husband, or how much you don't mind this, that, and the third, or how much you gonna turn your head, blase, skippy, or what kind of arrangement that you have made with your husband. I'm gonna tell you what not in no arrangement that a woman make with her husband. I'm gonna tell you what's not in that arrangement. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what's not in the arrangement. Never. What ain't never agreed upon. I'm going to tell you what ain't never agreed upon. I believe she married. I actually do think she married. Whatever a woman tell you about what she agree with and what she don't mind and this, that, and the third, and you can do what you want to do, she ain't never agreed to be embarrassed. That she never agreed to. Ain't no woman never agreed to have her husband in a public scandal. No woman never agreed to that. No woman said, no woman ever. Baby, you could do what you want to do, and you can embarrass me or hurt my feelings, or put my feelings in jeopardy, or anything, or rock the boat on my security, or make me feel like I'm not priority. That's not in the arrangement. I don't care what kind of woman you got. That ain't in the arrangement. That ain't never in the arrangement. Because even if woman X as a wife is going to turn her head, you can't tell me that any wife want her husband to be in a sex scandal publicly. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that there's a woman somewhere that's fine and dandy with her husband being in a whole publicly displayed sex scandal, an affair scandal, or whatever you want to call it. Do we agree? Y'all can still hear me because it seemed like the chat stopped. No woman want to be embarrassed. That's what women be talking about. I'm gonna digress a little bit. That's what women be talking about when they say they don't want their man cheating. See, men, the way we communicate, we be missing each other for real. Because men have to understand what women be saying when women be talking. When women say, I don't want you to be cheating on me and running these streets. And then many of those times, if you do happen to have another woman and she find out about it, women are usually not leaving, especially that first time. She might get mad. She might argue. She gonna cry. She gonna have, this, that, and the third. She gonna have, she ain't gonna talk to you for a little bit. She gonna mope around. But usually women do not leave. Especially for that cheat. You know what make a woman really do it? You embarrassing her. You embarrassing her. You running around. I'll make it even more broad. A woman usually can't take it if you bring her consequences that she don't want to deal with. The top 3 consequences is public embarrassment, STDs, and babies. Women will usually be like, and I done seen women stay through all 3 of them too. I have watched women stay through all 3 of them. Outside babies, they may be in a minority. I don't got the numbers on it, but I have witnessed women take care of that man outside babies. He be out there having all kind of babies and bring them back to her. And be expecting her to take care. Like, don't expect her to say nothing. But women typically don't like that. And even if they stay, their heart be broke, like their feelings be hurt. So they will detach their feelings. They'll start detaching their feelings. So even if they stay with you in the marriage and stay functional, I'm a woman, I know, trust me, they detach their heart. I can't put my whole heart into this because you gonna hurt my feelings. So let me take my feelings out, then I can deal with it. To a certain degree, I can deal with it. But she don't be the same woman. Do y'all get what I'm saying? It's too many married people that make marriage look bad. And I'm just going to say it. It's too many married people that be married, and I don't know in who name they be married in, but they be making marriage look crazy. They make the institution of marriage, as Allah created it, something that was supposed to be beautiful, something that was supposed to elevate both the man and the woman in this life and in a spiritual way, in an emotional way, in every way that the human being could be elevated. Marriage was designed as an institution that would allow men and women to come together and elevate one another. The man is supposed to receive from the woman all of these intangible things that he has a difficult time or is unable to do himself. The woman is to receive from the man tangible things that she is unable to do for herself, and intangible things too. And with these two complementary energies, they were supposed to be able to propel one another to success in this life and in the next life. That's what marriage was for. So that the human being could realize their full potential. Because a woman cannot realize her full potential without marriage. And really, neither can men. Men cannot realize their full potential either without marriage. It's always going to be something missing. There's always an element not quite there. Okay? That's what it really is. There's always an element that's just not quite there at all. Men miss out and women miss out also on a lack of marriage. And by modern society taking the spiritual element out of marriage and replacing it with a transactional mindset, replacing it with all this, you know what I'm saying? What can I get out of it? Well, I don't get a whole lot out of it. What you gonna do? And da-da-da-da-da. And all of this other stuff. It takes away from what Allah gave us marriage for. It serves several purposes. It gives us a legal, permissible way to engage with each other sexually. It gives us a way to address our nature in a way that is beneficial to ourselves and to others and not harmful. For example, and I gotta speak Islamically. Men are capable, if they are capable, they are allowed to have a maximum of 4 wives. Wives. Not chicks they screwing on the side. Not chicks they running through. Not chicks you hitting and quitting. 4 wives. Okay? That addresses his polygynous nature with a restriction. You can address your polygynous nature. You can have more than one. Sure can. With stipulations. No free-for-alls. Nobody gets a free-for-all. Nobody gets a free pass to just do whatever. And you engage with her, you engage with your wives equally. Same thing. The only thing that a lot don't judge for a man or make him answer for is his heart, who he loves more or who has more of his heart. That's why it say treat them the same. Treat them, don't play favorites with them. Because whatever is in your heart, they should know that. Because it'll make for discord and chaos. So treat them as justly as you possibly can. Be just between them. So like you don't get to put your favorite wife in a nice apartment and then your other wife in a shelter because you don't like her that much. Women get to get validation from a man, admiration of her beauty from a man, because women are ordered to cover. So when she leaves her house, she's not able to get that validation publicly or from other men, because men don't see women when they can't see women. You effectively become invisible to men. When they can't see nothing that they can be attracted to, you're invisible. You don't exist. So the only man that you can actually uncover with is your husband. So it addresses female nature, our inclination to use our beauty, use our femininity to get validation, attention, sex from a man. It's just that man is our husband. That's the restriction. You can't just post your naked behind on Instagram calling yourself no Muslim. That's haram, sis. That's haram. So the nature of men and women can actually be addressed. The Most High set it up where you get to indulge, not overindulge. You can indulge. You can't overindulge. You can't never do too much. God don't never want us doing too much. Are y'all taking this walk with me? I'm going to go to a commercial break in a minute. Are y'all taking this walk with me? Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? Exactly. Overindulgence is the issue. Gluttony is a sin for a reason. Gluttony is a sin for a reason. Doing too much. Eating too much. Consuming too much. Too much of anything gets you out of balance. Even people that call themselves being religious or call themselves following God's way, you could do that too much. You seen people be fanatics, zealots, people being fanatical, going way too far. to one side or the next, not keeping a middle road, not keeping balance, going so far in your quote unquote religion that you forget why you even doing this stuff. You forget the reason why. Following God so hard that you forget why God wants you to do certain stuff or wants you to abstain from certain things. We in the month of Ramadan right now. Food is more of a natural inclination than sex. Because you don't want no sex if you can't have no food. Right? A person that can't secure food is not really worried about sex till they can get some food. Food is perfectly permissible to be eating. We were designed to eat. God made us with a whole a digestive system specifically so we can be eating. And then tell us don't eat. For a specific time period, don't eat. The Christians too. Ain't this Lent season? The Christians too. Did Jesus not fast for 30, 40 days? Did he not? To abstain from something that actually is permissible to do, at least for a time being, to achieve balance. Get your mind right. Let me go on this commercial break because I got something that I want to show y'all along the lines of, I seen something today that I thought would be interesting to discuss. But after these messages, we'll be right back because I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that's on the screen right now. And the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you so much, Bakish, for your super chat and your contribution. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much, as well as all of the contributions. And here we go. And you definitely want to go here in order to receive your proper push. Go to the link that is now pinned to the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP, in order to get to the sign up page. We are asking for you guys to go ahead, go to the sign up page, put in your email in order to unlock an exclusive VIP offer. We are launching a Kickstarter campaign soon, and you definitely want to be among the first to receive your VIP exclusive offer. So once you put in your email, go ahead and verify the email address, and then you're going to receive your VIP invite. So you want to check your junk and your spam folder to make sure that you receive that, and you're going to be invited to take part in the VIP offer. There are only 100 spots, so you definitely want to be able to get notified about your VIP perks. All right. So among the perks that you receive for signing up for the VIP package is 20% off the proper push when the product is ready to launch, which is $100 value off for the first 100 pre-orders, plus access to exclusive discounts on package deals. You're also going to get exclusive proper push merch, instant alerts when our Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards and limited deals. All right. So once again, that link is pinned also to the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP. You'll end up on this landing page where you can put in your email to sign up now. Okay. All right. I want to show y'all something that I saw that I thought was an interesting talk. I saw this today. And this man was talking about women being attracted to men who have monetary success and things of that nature. And I'm just gonna let him, I'm not going to paraphrase him. I'm gonna let you listen to him. It's a few slides, but it's good.
When a man becomes wealthy, all the female demons begin to come out of the rocks. And that includes church women too. Why I ain't smiling? Because it's a dangerous thing I'm talking about. I've seen this. I've seen men who were nice until they got rich. You own a business, you better keep your pants tight. Put your belt on tight. Why? Because they don't care about your wife. They come in to get you. They want that materialism. They come in to destroy you. Some of you wonder why these MPs are having such a problem keeping the zip up. Let me tell you why. When you get a bit of power, you attract flies. A little bit of money, here comes it. I'm telling you, let me tell you why. Because sin requires plenty of money. Let me say it again, y'all missed that. See, when you get plenty of money, you could sin properly. When a man becomes, what I'm talking about, you could pay for the hotel room in Miami. You could pay for the extra ticket. You see, when you're broke, that's good. The wayward woman, according to the book of Proverbs, is attracted to the man who has plenty. Listen to me, man. This is serious business. When you start going good, when things start getting wealthy and you got a little bit of money, believe me, brother, I don't care what tongue you speak in. Women come in after you. You got to fight the hardest when you succeed. You get promoted, every demon dressed in a dress coming after you, brother. That thing hit me this week. Success attracts Delilah. You hear me good? The more you succeed, the more danger you are in as a male. And women don't respect no ring. They ain't no ring. These kind of women are so dangerous. Matter of fact, they kiss you with the ring on. They don't care about your marriage vow. They don't care about nothing. They come to destroy. Solomon told his son, stay away from the woman whose lips are dripping with honey. Proverbs chapter 2, he says, when you see them, run the other way, he says, and walk on the other side of the street. In other words, brother, you ain't strong enough to fight them. Run! Clap loud in the name of Jesus. There women come to destroy your family. All the fathers say, yes, Lord.
I'm going to stop it there. And I don't want people to misconstrue what he said about wealth and about women being drawn to it, or particular types of women being drawn to men specifically because of their wealth. Let's go back to what he said about being broke is a good thing, because when you get money, the temptation is for you. The temptation is for you. He said it takes plenty money to sin properly. What is he saying? That money makes you more of who you are. It greases the wheel. In other words, it gives you the resources to carry out the sins that your broke pocket wouldn't let you do. Because you was that type of person anyway. You just didn't have the money to do it. Now you got the money to do what you want to do. Now you're acting a fool. Do we not see the example? Do we not see the example? When you didn't have no money, you're pious. You're pious. You content. You know, ain't worried about, this, that, and the third. You ain't got to have this one and got to have that one. And you point your finger at other people. But soon as you get some money, enough money to do what you want to do, oh, baby, bye. Here it comes. All the stuff that you wanted to do before. But because you wasn't able to do it, you talked down on it. You said all the right words. You said everything that you were supposed to say about it. Now folks getting flued out. Like the brother say on the video just now. You can get that room in Miami now. Right? You can do it now. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. We can rock and roll now. I got the money. It's not that men should strive to stay broke. It's two things. Because sometimes we look and we don't understand why God don't bless certain people with no money. Every time we look around, they got just enough. You got just enough to eat, just enough to have a shelter over your head, just enough to put some clothes on your back. And Allah don't give you nothing else. He don't give you nothing else because he know you better than you know you. See, there's a test of poverty and then there's the test of wealth. The test of poverty is different than the test of wealth. That's why you see a lot of people, they be pious and soul, they be praying and ooh-wee when they ain't got no money. Soon, if them same people turn around and get wealthy, where's God? Where God at? Where God at now? They ain't got time for it. They ain't got time to be running around here praying and all that. You know, you study on your knees, study. But when you didn't have nothing, and when you was trying to figure out where your next rent money was going to come from, and you were trying to figure out where that next meal was going to come from, you couldn't keep God's name out your mouth. You couldn't keep God's name out your mouth. Lord, Lord, here you come. Want something. Need something. He provides you with it. Now it ain't nowhere, he ain't nowhere to be found. You ain't got time. Spirituality and wealth is always connected in one way or the other. So the brother not saying don't ever get wealth, or you can't be wealthy, or if you're wealthy that makes you a bad person. It only make you a bad person if you were a bad person and you want to be a bad person. Because there are people who get wealth and they can't stop getting wealth, and they can't stop giving it away. They give it away. They help people. They try to, you know what I'm saying, give charity and things of that nature. And I ain't talking about like bootleg charity. I'm talking about really getting somewhere, trying to help somebody. Really getting somewhere and trying to make sure that they spend their money in a way that is pleasing to God, and not just eat it up for themselves all the time, or just use it for sinful purposes, and use it to indulge their lower desires all the time. So when you get resources, especially since he was talking to the men, we'll talk to the men, we'll keep it there. He's talking about all of these temptations, a lot of doors that was closed to you because you simply did not have the means to do a thing will be open now. And then we'll see what you made of. Because see, people don't understand submission is always by choice. Submission that don't have no choice is like, it's coercion. It's oppression when there's no choice attached. You got to be doing good because you want to do good. The ability to do evil can be before you and you'll do good. That is submission. That is being good. Not being good just because it ain't no way for you to be bad. Submission is always by choice. God lets you choose whether or not you're going to be obedient or whether or not you're going to be submissive to him. He let you choose that. You have every right to choose that. And he tests everybody according to them. Whatever your test is your test. And then he tests some with wealth. Others he tests with poverty. But if he tests you with wealth, that means you now have the opportunity to indulge in a lot more foolishness than you could when you didn't have no money. So now are you going to indulge in the foolishness, or are you going to continue to be obedient to God with or without those resources? In order to be for your loyalty to actually be loyalty, you have to have the opportunity to be disloyal, and you didn't. That's how you know whether you got integrity or not. Even if times become difficult, even if it ends up as a difficulty to you, even if it was inconvenient to you to do what was right. Because doing what's right and doing what you're supposed to do is not always going to end up with you in a situation where it's not hard. That's what makes doing right difficult. Because if I do right, if I have good character, if I have good integrity, if I act on good intent, I might not be able to get that next $2 million. And I got to be okay with that. Like Cat, for example, Cat Williams was talking about how he had to turn down $50 million 4 times in his life. It's not a lot of people that will do that, that will do that. Because what was at stake? From what he was saying, a lot of his, like the selling of himself, the $50 million was to buy him. His integrity, his character, his worldviews, his values, his everything. And $50 million was not enough. And in point of fact, there is not enough money. When you actually have integrity, or you have values that's aligned with the truth, and you have values that's aligned with the Most High, it don't be enough money. The money cannot be minted to make you turn from that. No matter what was at stake, no matter what you actually have to lose. Because there are lots of times actually, where choosing to do the right thing means you lose something. Something you thought you needed, or something you thought you wanted. You choosing the right thing can make you lose relationships. It can make you lose people out your life. It can make you lose money. It can make you lose friends. It can make you lose certain quote unquote opportunities that you thought was opportunity. It make you lose a lot. But the thing to understand about that is that you don't actually ever lose. Because here's what I have experienced. Every time you do what Allah wants you to do, and you quote unquote lose something, because of that, he replaces it with something that was better than it. In some way, Allah pay you for that. I'm not gonna get too spiritual, because then I can start preaching and all that kind of stuff. But because I want to eat. But I just wanted to come here, talk to y'all for a little bit. I was gonna talk about them e-files, and y'all know what I mean. Have anybody read them? It's a bunch of text. I'm switching gears. Y'all read? Anybody read them e-files or any part of them? I'm going to say this and I'm going to log off. Everything that people laughed at conspiracy theorists such as myself about is real. We knew they were real. I won't even really read it because I know what's in it. I know exactly what's in it. I know exactly what's in those files. Without reading them, I know what's in it. I know the lingo. I went down them rabbit holes in the early 2000s. Early to mid 2000s, I went down them rabbit holes because they scrubbed a lot of this stuff offline years ago. You can't hardly find none of it now. But before they got their hands on it and realized that people was downloading and reading certain things, that stuff was all over the internet. You could find it easy. How they get down, the foolishness. I'm gonna tell you who knew a lot of that stuff way back when. I don't know what he on now. He on after they sued him about that Sandy Hook stuff. I guess he said it wasn't worth it. But early 2000s, Alex Jones, I didn't agree with a lot. I mean, you know, it was a lot of stuff I didn't agree with him on. But he exposed a lot of stuff that actually was real. And the things that he would talk about. The last time he went in on things, it was that Sandy Hook stuff. And they got him for that. Sued him, all kind of stuff. He had to be quiet. He backed up. He still be, you know, here and there, you know, after they banned him from social media and this, that, and the third. But so he's not potent anymore. You know, they defamed him. They declawed him. So he just gotta say, you know, this, you know, the stuff he say ain't got no weight now. It ain't got no weight. But late 90s, early 2000s, Alex Jones, if you was there to listen to them radio newscasts, listen, that why you think they got him for it? Why you think they got him for it? He exposed it thoroughly. If you were there, they made him take all that stuff down and all that. They made him recant. They made him back all the way up. Man, listen. Them radio shows in the 90s and the early 2000s, Coast to Coast with Art Bell, Alex Jones and them. Listen, I was into all of that. And you know, you got to throw out some stuff because it don't be making no sense. But the things that made sense made plenty of sense. First, you got to wrap your head around it. But once you realize that certain people are not human beings and they not aligned with human beings, then you get it then. You get it then. Listen, y'all up on Art Bell and them. When that Coast to Coast used to be something. That AM radio, that's where you get the good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get on about it here. I'll talk to y'all later. Catch y'all tomorrow, actually. They did. They scrubbed all of them. They're gone. All of they scrubbed it. They scrubbed the internet completely. But anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host of The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.